All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you all very much for coming to the ZK Teco USA booth. I want to thank you, Manish, and the team very much for having the Access Control Executive Brief here. To be able to have 2 hours of programming every 10 minutes. We're going to have a different conversation about a wide variety of topics, trends, insights, customer conversations. And we always like to kick these off with, if you don't mind, introduce yourself. I know we're in your booth, like your house, and I'm asking you to introduce yourself at your own house.
Sure.
But if you don't mind, introduce yourself, a little bit about the company, and then we'll talk about sort of like what you're seeing, what you're excited about, and then we'll kick this thing off one right after the next. So thank you, Manish.
Thank you, Lee, and welcome to, excited to have you here in our booth at ISC West 2024. I'm Manish Dalal, President and founder of ZK Teco USA. We are headquartered in Alpharetta, Georgia, and we have our own building where we provide pre-sales and post-sales support for our customers who buy and sell our physical security solutions, which ranges from access control, user management, turnstiles, metal detectors, baggage access scanners, and anything to do with physical security. We also have a hardware platform which is integrated with a lot of third-party, vendors as well, and very excited to showcase here. And we got a great, phenomenal response this year from our visitors as well.
Absolutely, no, it's exciting, and I'll give you credit. One of the trends that we see at the show here is the sort of the power of the ecosystem, and what you see in your booth, of all the booths, you did it. You started a bit last year, and this year much bigger with a lot more of the partners on that side. So if that's a trend, which I think is, what are some of the other trends that you're seeing that are interesting and that you sort of are highlighting, not only here, but just overall seeing at the show?
Sure. So, our industry has been talking a lot about, since last 2 years, about the single pane of glass. Everybody wants everything from a single platform, single operating system and stuff like that. And as you know that, it's not that as simple, it's not always easy. And what we are showcasing here is that, the single pane of glass is for customers when they are interacting with the system. But ultimately, the success or the user experience, what the customer, who's using it every day, right, starting from credentials, starting from their identity on the logical platform, and then adding that to the physical world. And then extending from access control to accessing key lockers, or even logging into their websites and clocking in and out on their, clocks, and or inviting their visitors, and how to make it all seamless. And, in today's world where we have to deal with, still with keys, physical cards, tokens, key fobs, mobile credentials, and on top of that biometric credentials. So how you bring all this together without confusing the customer, and that's our theme. And how we bring all this together.
Yeah, it's one of the other trends I wrote about this morning. Actually, it's a recap of day one. Was the word single pane of glass or vertical solutions? Like, we're starting to see that. Yeah. And to me, what I wanted to see when I came here was the industry is far more complex. The customer needs the rest. There's complexity. And I've been talking about it, that we need a higher level of sophistication because to meet that complexity, not an arrogant sort of sophistication like we need to be smarter. No, it's more of how do we respond to the complexity. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the only way that we're really going to be able to do that is through partnerships and bringing best of breed together. Interfaces, to drive that, to be able to manage those, because you don't want 19 different interfaces. But I think the other thing that it's driving is there's a different level of, we've always been point-to-point integrations, because we've had a customer that needed that video or needed that visitor management system or that specific thing, so we did that integration.
That's true.
To where now it's more like solution-based selling based off a customer need.
Exactly. And that, again, I go back to this user experience, because today's user is much more educated than they were 5 years ago, and they are exposed to a lot of different technologies and platforms, and we have to make sure that we address their needs. No two customers' requirements are the same, and no two platforms are same. So that's what we try to achieve, and I think we have a good amount of success in doing that.
As you look at sort of how the business is growing and it's changing and everything's evolving on that side, what are some other trends or topics? I could throw some out at you. And I want to get your view on, let's use the one that everyone's talking about now, which is AI.
Yep.
How do you see AI impacting the industry, your business, the rest of it? How do you see that impacting?
Yeah, AI, in our industry is mostly tied always with the videos and the analytics, what it generates and all those stuff. But, since we are a biometric first company and we have been, using AI in our algorithms, whether it's palm or face or fingerprint and stuff like that. And we see a good, future for that because it helps in two things. It increases the security. It helps us build more powerful devices and readers, I would say. And on top of that, the other thing is it also helps automating our tech support or pre-sales support. Now we can use avatars and bots to answer common questions so that as our customer base grows, we don't have to hire more human bodies to answer the tech support question.
Yeah, it's very rare. I feel like the difference between cloud and AI, the adoption that I've seen, and through this conversation, I've tried to summarize it as when cloud came out, it felt like the businesses adopted cloud first. That we'll practices internally. We use CRM tools, banking, all of that stuff, and the customer base was slower to adopt that, or even I would say products, we were slower to adopt it as an industry. Whereas this with the AI now, it seems to be we're adopting both of those at the same time. It's not only happening internally to where we can deliver a better experience for who we interact with, but we also are building products with them at the same time.
Very true.
Which, in my opinion, the rate of change is a bit dizzying.
Yes.
On that side, it's also I think going to maybe open up where this is again a product show. I think people are going to start to show some of the services, the difference between that. So I'm curious to see what the booth will look like next year because I got to believe in a year's time, living in AI, however people are going to apply it, it'll start to spark and show here inside the marketplace.
You ready to?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess we'll wrap it up. Then we'll bring up Larry and Esteban to talk a little bit about the product and that you have here. What are you most excited about as someone that's leading a good-sized organization in the industry?
Yeah, we are most excited about that is that we are expanding. We just submitted our permits for expanding our office in Alpharetta. We are building another 30,000 square feet of facility. We are planning to do some manufacturing here in US, light assembly in US, and we have for our products now patented in US, and we have engineering team in US, and that's what we are focusing more on, how we can provide more technology coming out from North America with manufacturing facilities in Thailand and stuff like that. So distributed global supply chain and R&D.
Very nice. It's exciting to see. I know you and I've had a lot of conversation about strategy and where your business is going, so it's nice to actually see it and start to do a lot of the stuff talked about is doing. So thank you for having us here at the booth and for doing this.
Yep.